podcast. New details point police in a different direction in the search for Joyce Yost.
Yeah, the information coming to police not from her confessed killer this time, but rather from a man who spent time with him on death row. Dave Culley has a never-before-seen police interview with the prison informant.
I live right below Doug.
In 2006, the Weber County Attorney's Office learned Doug Lovell had made a friend in prison.
He just taken a liking to me.
A friend he may have confided in about the murder of Joyce Yost.
Doug's told me every nook and cranny of everything.
Jared Briggs had landed in prison for crimes involving theft and fraud, not violence. But he ended up living on death row by accepting a job there, delivering food to the convicted killers awaiting execution. And Doug Lovell took a shine to his new neighbor.
So how I talk to Doug is I sit on a bucket in front of his cell, and then when he talks to me, he's down in my cell doing the exact same thing.
They became fast friends. Doug told his relatives Jared was one of the best men he had ever met.
One day he says, hey, I want to tell you about my case. He says, I really feel like I need to get off my chest.
Briggs told investigators he made these handwritten notes as Doug described how he had murdered Joyce, sharing plenty of details that aligned with what police already knew.
He kept telling Rhonda, I've got to go do something with that body.
Doug had for more than a decade maintained he had buried Joyce Yost's body here, along the old Snow Basin Road. But Jared said Doug described moving Joyce weeks after the murder.
And he scooped her body up, and they drove down and went to
Causey Reservoir, the place an anonymous caller had reported finding a woman's body in 1987, a body that to this day has never been recovered.
I've got a map here of what he drew me, but he drew you a map. Yeah.
This map.
Huntsville is in here.
Briggs said Doug had put pen to paper to show him precisely where to find Joyce.
This is where she was in the beginning. This is Snow Basin. This is Causey. He said there's a road that goes along and it's real steep. It kind of goes up and down. It's real steep. When I got down where the water was fairly close, he had, I call it a cinder block. He said he swam out a ways and he just let it go.
A dive team searched in the spring of 2007 but failed to find anything corroborating Briggs' version of events. Later that same year, another search of the lake bed for a man who had drowned turned up his body, but no sign of Joyce.
I don't want you to think I'm lying.
Why would Doug have entrusted his secrets to this man he hardly knew? Briggs said he believed Doug wanted him to kill his ex-wife.
He says they don't have anything but Rhonda. And he says, you know, if she was gone, then I guarantee I'd get out.
Years after this interview, Doug Lovell succeeded in winning an appeal. He stood trial and prosecutors called Briggs as a witness. The defense questioned his credibility, suggesting everything Briggs knew had come from court papers or his imagination, leaving us to wonder who to believe, Doug Lovell or Jared Briggs.
Well, he tells me he's the only man in Utah that's ever been convicted in a death sentence without a body, and he says he can definitely get it overturned.
You can get a closer look at Doug Lovell's map at KSLTV.com and hear the rest of Jared's story in the brand new episode of Cold, available right now for free on Amazon Music. A meatpacking plant in Cache Valley